Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like, to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, you know, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic.
Imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine if this was a bloke doing what Bonnie Blue's doing and sleeping with quote-unquote barely legal teens. That man would be the most wanted man in the world.
I guess use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive pleasure.
TikTokers and OF creators are destroying the internet piece by piece. Every time I open up TikTok, I can't help but be greeted by, within the first like 4 or 5 videos of scrolling, by an OnlyFans TikToker trying to basically tell me how they're trying to plow their way through 100 guys in less than 20 minutes. Like, it's just absolutely insane. It's become an epidemic at this point. Like, what happened to TikTok? What happened to becoming like famous based off of just talent or not rage bait? Because that's exactly what this is, and I've fallen for it clearly because I'm about to delve into it for you guys for a video. Not really, like, I haven't really fallen for it. If anything, I'm just trying to make money. That's what we're all here for at the end of the day. But Bonnie Blue is the subject of controversy today because she's probably like trailblazed this whole thing, you know, bunking barely legal teens. And if you don't know who Bonnie Blue is, let's take a look at a few clips of some just strange things that she's been up to. So over on her TikTok, just crazy stuff, right?
Bonnie has got countless guys lined up, ready to us. Oh, how many shoes are you guys counting? Wait, whoa, these are all the guys. There's more in there as well. And Bonnie.
I think what's worse than queuing up to sleep with Bonnie Blue is queuing up to sleep with Bonnie Blue in your Crocs and socks. Like, my man came and he was like, oh, in every sense of the word, I guess. And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to turn up in my Crocs. No, that's not okay.
Okay, so I've been so busy bunking students, and now it's time for the dads and the older brothers to have a go. So dads, are you ready to bonk me? Yes! I am one lucky girl. Okay.
Now, I actually don't believe this. I think that some of these are blatantly scripted for rage bait. And I think, like, especially in this video, I've got a feeling that these guys are just paid actors. They're probably just there. They're told, like, look, I'll give you a tenner if you just get involved with this 10-second TikTok, right? And just go, yeah! And that's all you have to do. And they're probably just like, sure, why not? But, yeah. Like, there's like loads of podcast clips going around as well where she just says crazy things.
Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like, to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, you know, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic. Too many people, especially 18-year-olds, I know when I was at school, would argue with their dads or wouldn't have a good relationship with them. But I think to have that much of a good relationship that you can come with your dad to sleep with me is fantastic.
Yeah, see, this is where it's either you and me are on a completely different page, or it's just generations, because I think the father needs his head kicked in for that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know you think that, but I think that is one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard, and he needs his fucking head checking.
The dad is just a guy himself, and if he wants to be pleasured and have fun in the bedroom, he deserves that as well. So
with his son.
Yeah, so I think why not?
That's
if you've got a good connection,
fucking nuts.
Take me from both ends.
Most normal, like, parents and sons bonding exercise is fishing, going to the football, going for a pint down the pub, you know? Like, if my dad said to me, we need a bonding exercise, I've hired Bonnie Blue, or I've linked up with Bonnie Blue, I'd be like, you're fucking on your own. There is not a chance that anything like that, like, my dad would never anyway, like, because, like, that is just so far removed from what normal parents and children do, right? Because I like to think I come from, you know, parents of some, to some degree, sound mind, right? If like, how does that, like, who organises this, first of all? And who goes, do you know what? That's a fucking great idea, son. I'd love to do that little bonding exercise with you. No, absolutely not. Now, I stand by the fact that like I said earlier, that, you know, blatantly she says most of these things as rage bait, and, like, it works it really does work. She says some of the most outlandish of things just to get attention, just to get, like, notoriety. Just like in this clip as well, where she states that it's okay for men to cheat on their partners with her, so long as the men get pleasure because they deserve that at the end of the day, right? But, like, what I've always thought when it comes to Bonnie Blue is, imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine if this was a bloke doing what Bonnie Blue's doing and sleeping with quote-unquote barely legal teens. That man would be the most wanted man in the world, right? Like, people would be on a witch hunt to find this guy. Pitchforks and all, right? But because it's a female, like, like, that seems to be okay. But you've got to think, if that was a bloke, different ball game, completely different ball game. So it's just crazy, and yeah, it's just wild.
Do you think it's okay that men cheat on their wives with you?
100%.
Why?
Because women are lazy. If you ask the average person when's the last time your wife went down on them, they're going to say it's ages ago. The other thing with women, they want women rights and they want things equal, but then they're the ones that want the bills to be paid for. They expect their guy to go and earn more money than them. Then they also want the guy to come home, clean the house, look after the kids. So it's like, you can't expect someone to do all of that and then you're not even going to do the bare minimum, which is go down on them. So when they're not doing that, I offer it free.
Or do you think that's okay?
Well, yeah, it's a service.
I mean, you got to think, right? There is a lot that, like, but bear in mind, Bonnie Blue is, I think she's 24, 25, right? There's a lot of things that she's clearly very naive about in life. Parents have kids. Babies and toddlers take up a lot of time. They take up a lot of energy. They take up a lot of effort, right? Sometimes you just can't be asked. And that's okay. No what man should be expecting a woman to go, like, and do anything, right? There shouldn't be that expectation. It should be like a mutual consensual thing that both parties have agreed to and want to do, right? That's what makes it better. Otherwise, it's just, like, wild.
Service they deserve.
So do you think that you're saving marriages by sucking cocks?
Yeah, because then they're not having like an affair, like an emotional connection with someone.
Well, it is an affair though, isn't it, really? Would you cheat in a relationship?
Possibly. These husbands are telling their wife, like, I'm not happy with how things are in the bedroom. Guarantee you those wives are just going to kick off. Like, they don't ever take any criticism well.
Do you think it's okay that men cheat on their wives?
I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where she, like, again, she comes out and says the most outlandish things for clicks and attention, and it works. But this has gone even further now, as Bonnie Blue has appeared on national television. She was on This Morning on ITV in the UK, and I think this is BBC, I think, that she's appeared on now. So, yeah.
Because I'd been in such a long-term relationship before, you get used to how to pleasure that one person and what they, enjoy, as opposed to how to pleasure different people and reach their different needs.
So you started OnlyFans?
Yes.
And it was just normal, just a few interactions here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that go from a couple of interactions to, I'm going to sleep with 158 men or however many it was in a few weeks?
So it started off, obviously I realised I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time, and that's false. And it was fake, and it was fake storylines. I'd, be dressed up, or they was pre-scripted. And also you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera. And if you're switching positions, that's all edited out. So I was like, I'm posting these videos and it's not either relatable and it's also in a way fake, because that is not how it happened, on the day. So it's like, I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people, and also educational.
So that's why so when was your first decision to have so many people at such a short space of time?
So I started going to events like Freshers, Spring Break, and there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people in, I guess a small time frame. So I was like, if I could go and sleep with as many people as I could, not only do I educate those I sleep with, but also I get a video that can educate the wider audience, and obviously I can monetize off that.
I see, but
this is the thing, right, is Bonnie Blue, like, hides her actions behind educating people, right? Like, but she never says exactly what she's educating these people on. She just says, oh, I'm educating young boys, which is absolutely, like, if you're referring to them as boys, then you know that they're too young, right? Like, that's a problem. That's a red flag in and of itself.
But when you say educate, what do you mean? What are you teaching people?
school. You learn about sex education at school, but it tends to be from like a middle-aged teacher who just talks about STDs and says if you have unprotected sex, you're going to get pregnant. And then it goes to people learning online from adult sites, which could be anything from a schoolgirl dressed up, which keeps, you know, playing the innocent game, saying, no, I don't want it. It then leads to them bent over the table and it goes into sort of like a rough scene. So that can be very misleading. And like, what do people learn from that? Like, I'm not saying those scenes are wrong, but there needs to be something that bridges the gap from sex education at school to these videos online, which can blur the line of consent. So I was like, I want to make content that people can watch, can relate to it, but also can learn. So it's when I sleep with students, or barely legal, as I've said and the media have said, it shows me discussing consent with them. It shows me saying to them, this is what I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. And it also gives them an opportunity to tell me what they like. And sort of, I guess, use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive.
Like, what's even crazier is that she refers to herself as a guinea pig in that, like, sentence. Like, yeah. Wild scenes right now on the UK scene of TikTok. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you have gone on to enjoy in some capacity, be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.